So Atlas is planning on releasing on Xbox. Let's talk about this. The gameplay featured here is brought to you by Player One Coffee. Coffee made by gamers, for gamers. Use the link in the description to get 5% off any of your purchases. Hey everybody, what is going on? Brandon here with another Atlas video actually, this time with some pretty big news. Tonight there is an Inside Xbox scheduled to, unveil at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. But one thing that has already been leaked that is going to be announced is Atlas is planning on making their announcement that they are coming to Xbox. And guys, I have some thoughts about this, and it's not very good. Now, until I actually watch the Inside Xbox post tonight, I don't know the exact release date. I don't even know if they're going to give us an exact release date. All I can say is that I hope it is not anywhere in the near future, because Atlas is not ready for Xbox release at all, not even in the slightest. I've been playing this game since day one. As most of you know, I've had this game since the first day it launched, and I even did 2 videos. We're working on a series in Atlas actually right now, which we've already done 2 videos for on the channel. When was it, like 2 weeks ago that we posted the last video for it? I'm still currently playing it, so it's not that I'm not a fan of the game before anybody jumps on here and tries to hate on me saying, oh, you just don't like the game. No, I love Atlas. I think it's a hell of a game. I just know what kind of a state it's in right now, and know for a fact it is not anywhere near ready for Xbox. To be completely honest, it feels almost sort of like a cash grab. They've lost a lot of players since it releasing, dropping from 58,000 peak players down to like 1,200. So they're not doing very good when it comes to the player count, because these servers are meant to hold 4,000 players, and there's almost nobody on. When you look at the scale of these servers, there's almost no players, because 1,200 players in a server meant to hold 4,000 in a world that big is not a whole lot. And a lot of the big issues with the game still have not been addressed or fixed. The biggest one being how it actually makes use of RAM. Now, a lot of high-end rigs can barely run this game. I know my rig is not super high-end, but I've got 16 gigs in it, and even with the 16 gigs, I still have to run this game on low memory mode, because if I don't, if I pick anything up in the first like 5 minutes of playing, it just crashes the game. It does not allocate RAM really at all. This has been an issue, if you go through the Steam forums, this has been an issue for a while. And it didn't used to be. That's what's weird about it. It never used to be an issue. When the game first released, I didn't have to run in low memory mode. I could run in regular mode, and it ran fine. And somewhere along the way with an update, they have broken the way it handles RAM usage, and it just doesn't work properly. You usually have to run it in low memory mode, regardless of how much RAM you have. Unless you've got like a Titan and 32 gigs of RAM, you're probably going to need to run it in low memory mode, because it just doesn't handle RAM usage at all the way it's supposed to. And that's not even all of it. I mean, if that were the only issue, I'd think they would find a way around it, but there's just so many bugs in the game still right now, including the reason me and Nathan have not finished our series with Atlas is because we actually got kind of stuck, because there's a bug where if you pass between zones, sometimes it will just delete your ship and everything on it. And that's what happened to us. We were actually playing, went to pass through a grid, one of the zones, and it just deleted our ship. It just completely wiped it. It's nowhere to be found now. When we came through the other side, we were both floating in the ocean getting attacked by sharks, and our ship was gone. And that's why we haven't finished that series. We are still planning on it, but getting the gumption to want to jump back into the game and build a whole new ship to do what we're already doing after we just lost all that treasure that we had, that we fought our asses off for, because of how broken the AI mobs are. When you actually go to find treasure, they're very broken. They don't take hardly any damage. It took us forever to get the treasure that we had, and to lose it all in the blink of an eye because we passed through a grid, that's not something that's going to settle well with Xbox players. A lot of people will get very frustrated with the game, and that's what one of the biggest issues is. Between that and clans taking up all the lands in the servers, I mean, there's just a lot of issues that they still haven't really addressed in this game, that it's not ready for Xbox release. And before any of you say, because I've already had this argument with somebody, well, Ark was in a very good state when it released on Xbox, it'll get better. Yes, Arc was not in the best state, but most of the issues with Arc when it released on Xbox were server issues. When it came to the way it ran, I was able to run Arc when it released on Xbox. The system I used to run Arc on was an old system with an AMD Athlon 6000 plus processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 9600 GSO, 4 gigabyte. That is not a powerful system. It was an old system, but it ran Arc. It ran it on low to medium. It was kind of a custom settings, but it ran it, and it ran pretty well. I didn't really have too many issues with it. Atlas right now barely runs on my high-end VR rig, so I don't really anticipate them being able to polish it enough to put it on Xbox and have it run. The Xbox One X might be able to do decent with it, but I think if you've got an S or an OG Xbox, I don't see this game really functioning very well at all. If it does, it's going to look hideous. I mean, compare it to what Arc looks like on PC, the same exact system I run Atlas on. Here's a screenshot. This is what Arc looks like on that, and this is what Arc looks like on an Xbox. Now, Arc, that same game, ran on a much weaker, lower-end system before. So they expect Atlas, which needs a much higher-end system, to run on the same console. I just don't see it happening, guys. I don't see it being really a very viable option as soon as it releases. Maybe if they don't plan on releasing it for another year, they can iron it out. But if they're planning on releasing this anytime in the near future, I do not recommend buying it. I think you will be very upset. I think you will get pissed, if not for not being able to connect to the servers, which still constantly have issues. Dealing with the bugs or the crashes is going to be a nightmare. And guys, I love this game. I do. I've defended it religiously. It's a fun game. I do enjoy it. I don't want to see it fail. I don't want to see anybody hate on the game. It's mostly just I want you guys to be careful. I don't want to see you guys or any of my followers spend $20 to $40, because more than likely it'll probably be $40. I don't want to see you guys spend that money on this game in early access and then basically not be able to play it and then refund it, because that does the game no good. I've watched that happen with multiple games where people buy it real early on, not understanding what kind of a poor state it's in, and then they give it a crap review, they refund it, and then it hurts future sales. So the best thing we can do for this game right now is to just let it iron itself out. If you understand that, hey, it's early access, I understand all the details, I understand what could go possibly wrong, I'm going to risk it, and I'm not going to leave a negative review, and I'm not going to crap all over it. If it doesn't run right, then okay, buy it. But if you don't want to do that, just wait. I'll pick it up on Xbox. I'll let you guys know how it plays. I'll let you guys know how it runs, and you guys can go from there and then make an educated decision. But I don't want to see any of my subscribers or followers go spend their hard-earned money on this game and then get mad at it, and then in turn get mad at me for not pre-warning anybody, because I've been playing this game for the last year. So it's just simply, I'm trying to look out for my viewers. I'm trying to look out for you guys, and I don't want to see the game get crapped on any more than it already has. It can pick itself back up, it can get better, and I do think it will eventually run on Xbox. But right now the developers really need to focus on fixing some of these glaring issues with the game before ever releasing it on Xbox, because the Xbox just is not nearly powerful enough to run it in its current state. But guys, that's all the time I got for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. I hope you heed my warning a little bit. Don't just rush out to pick this up, because yes, the game is awesome. The concept is awesome, but the state of it and the way it runs right now is not nearly as awesome as the concept. It is a great game. It's got a lot going for it, but it's also got a lot going against it right now. Right now, honestly, with the way they're planning on releasing it out of nowhere on Xbox in the current state, kind of worries me that it might just be a last-minute cash grab to try to get more players because of how low the servers are. And I've seen other game developers do that. I watched it happen with DayZ, and everybody told me I was wrong there. They were promising all these massive updates that are still, as far as I know, not in the game. But they sold a bunch of copies on Xbox. Doesn't matter, they only had like a 2-star review rating, but nobody wanted to listen to me when I beta tested it, and I told you guys, it's not worth $40, don't buy it. So a bunch of people went out and bought it, hated on it, gave it a crap review, and then I had like 10,000 people tell me how stupid I was for telling people not to buy it. I didn't really understand the process there, but it's not really in the state right now. Atlas is not in a good state to buy on Xbox if it releases anytime in the near future. When it does release, I will grab it day one, I'll install it, I'll play it, and I will do a video ASAP and let you guys know how it's running. But right now, the game is just not in a state to where I think an Xbox release is a good idea. Now, it may crash and burn because of this. That is always a possibility. But I would rather see the game fail than see a bunch of my viewers spend money and then regret it and then somehow blame me for it. So, pre-warning, just wanting to let you guys know, I love you guys. I don't want to see you guys spend your hard-earned money and then get pissed. But that's all the time I got for this one. If you like this video and you want to see more, please do me a favor and hit that red subscribe button. If you want to know anytime Nathan or I upload videos, please do us a favor and hit that bell icon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.